dash, 100 yard, dash, 100 yard, dash, 100 yard, dash, yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. They on attack when they tackle like damagers. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash, 100 yard dash.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns.
Watch your slant. Watch your slant. Watch your slant.
Nifty move. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Mullins and the Niners now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And some room to run now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, team six. Team six.
The 46-yard line.
Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times. And what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
On now is the 27-year-old rookie, Mitch Wisnowski, to punt. Back deep for the Browns, Antonio Callaway. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
13 yards. And the Browns first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Tackle made back at the 39-yard line.
180! Oh, here we go! Oh! Pistol. 50, my 50. Hey, come on, guys!
Mayfield with it once more. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Down! 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? Yes! Give me something.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. This is caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Browns take over.
We play to win.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Chubb. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The tackle there by Richard Sherman. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Check. Lucky. Hurry. Hey, check my 50. Hurry. I'm coming. Real.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
No, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position. A couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
Watch the ship. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Hard. Look at me. Zipper. Shoot.
On second down, it's Coleman. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Denzel Ward, the number 4 pick in the 2018 draft, making the tackle from his corner spot. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Hey, zoom.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
In your face.
Now.
Looking to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Coleman now. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
Check the backer.
No. Off. Pilot, 64, weak. Let's go.
Here's the 2nd and 7. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 33.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. 58.
He'll look to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former 5th-round pick. I remember that game, December against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards, did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mayfield to throw it this time. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line.
180.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Hey, alert 33. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Check, 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 check.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
So many play callers in the red zone worry about the negative effects of a play that they're about to call. But this guy, all he's worried about is gaining yardage and putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw, Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, go.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5.
X3, 218, chop it. Now. Ready?
They'll set up to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Check 2 jet bombers. 2 jet bombers. 5. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. Rabbit.
They'll set up a throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Check the hot read. Quick the edge. Come. Hey. Get him. You got him. 58, boys. 58. Shoot.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. And tackled down after a gain of 3, leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you get...
He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, 95 yards as his guys are able to regain the lead. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
36. Check. Fresno. General West. Smoke. Spike.
They'll look to throw into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40 and to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
180. Point it right. Watch out. 61. Matchbox lights. Hey, alert. Watch out.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Matt Longacre, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
King. Watch out.
A run for Nick Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on second and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And an alley to run. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run on first down. Hunt, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Throwing on second down. Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Go!
58, come on. Let's go, D.
Go!
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. 58 to Mike.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Wide, get wide.
They run. Chubb. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense.
Check 99. Check.
Regular. Hurry.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. They won on 2 fronts there, so to speak, Charles. Not only do they stop him short of the first, they get him out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, they won. The offensive guys lost because they wanted to stay in bounds and have that clock run or force you to use timeouts. Instead, the defense won, as you mentioned, on both fronts.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Got it.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
Hey, Haywood. Yep.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Olivier Vernon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey, Foxtrot. Now.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching approaching the 21. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Goodwin. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get down.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Gold with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
49ers 21. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand-new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here, or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the ground, it's Chubb. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Now Chubb. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7.
Regular.
Now Mayfield. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Niners' 46-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
SOS.
And again, it's Chubb. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And this one wasn't easy. You had an East Coast team, Charles, going west, playing a night game, but somehow they were able to get the job done.
Yeah, when you talk about playing a night game, they're closer to being sleepy because of East Coast time with their bodies when you're kicking off to play the game. So that's a real big accomplishment for them to get that done. The flip side, too, is traveling home. In the old days, you had to wait to get the video for your next game. You had all those. So you were really a day behind. Now the video's on their computers as they get on the plane to head back, so they can get a lot of work done on the plane while they celebrate.
It's going to be a long red eye, but as you said, a celebratory red eye back home. So for Cleveland, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they'll sink now to 0-4, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis.